Yeah, hello everyone. So, in the last lecture, we have seen that in the definition of the economics, we have underlined some words, and in the last lecture, the word which I was explaining to you was allocation. So, allocation of resources mean that how you will plot the resources so that the maximum production and the maximum benefit to the entrepreneur can take place. Now, before we see that which resources will be more beneficial, and because we know that resources are scarce, so we have to decide that where and how and in which product the resources are to be put so that I can be maximum or I can get the maximum utilization of my resources. So on like by seeing this and on this note, we can say that regarding the allocation of resources, there is something which is very much related and which is called the central problems of the economy. Now, because if resources are limited, I don't think so that any problem in the economy is going to take place. So when resources are scarce and we need to see that where we need to allocate them, the problems could be what to produce, how to produce, and to whom produce. Now, before I explain this to you, I would like to tell you one story, and this storyline is basically about two people. So if we'll just take a restriction that on this earth there are only two people who were living, and one is actually basically collecting the woods from the jungle, just create a fire, and the second person was actually taking all the raw vegetables and fruits whatever available in the jungle. Now they have decided like half time they will collect fruits and vegetables, and in remaining time they will collect wood. Now because time is limited, we have only 24 hours in a day, so they have to divide their time for the collection of the wood and for just taking the fruits and vegetables from the forest. Now suppose both of them decide that they will only do one activity. So what they have to see, that whether they should devote all the time in collecting the firewood, and if they are taking all the time in collecting the firewood, what will happen? They will not be having time to collect the another goods now, right? So they have to decide from here that what to produce, what is more important for them, whether to collect firewood or to take the fruits and vegetables. So they have to see now, because time is limited and time is one important source, they have to somehow decide that which activity will be more beneficial for them. Now the second thing comes here, and the second thing is now if suppose they will be having some machines to take, or they will be having something which will help them, they will be having more labor, they will be having more people on their earth, or they will be having some machineries which will just go at a higher place and take out the fruits and vegetables, so that what will happen? It will take less time. So now when a human being is basically trying to take out help of something which will reduce their time to do the activity, they are actually taking the help of a technology. Now suppose if the firewood which they were collecting, rather than the firewood, they will try that can there be any substitute of the firewood? Can they take out the help? Can they take out help of something by which rather than the firewood, the fire can be created? So that means they are actually trying to manufacture, or they are actually trying to create something which will create fire rather than collecting the firewood. So what is this called? This means how to produce. Now they have started working so that the less time will be taken and more production will be there. Now thing is for whom to produce, but now as they are the two people, so this question is finished almost, because whatever they will produce, they have to consume for them. But whenever the population is more, or whenever we will see that the more people are living on the earth, in that case, this is also an important question, that for whom to produce, to whom to produce. ठीक है, किसके लिए उन्हें इस प्रोडक्ट को प्रोड्यूस करना है? There has to be somebody who will be having the want or the need to purchase that product. Right. So these are the things which we have to understand. These are the very important things which we have to understand by the time when we are talking about the allocation of resources. And allocation of resources is very much related to the scarcity, as I proved to you, because these is related to the three central problems, which are what to produce, as we have seen. Key time is limited, and they have to decide that which production has to be taken place. Second, how to produce, which is there any machine which could be available which will help them into the collection or into the production, right? So, and to whom and for whom to produce, they can also see this, but as they are only two people, so this question doesn't come here. Now, whenever the decision is made, the decision is actually made into the favor of the individuals and by the individuals. So we will see now that who is called an individual, because whenever we are talking about microeconomics works on the decision making power of the individuals. Now, individuals are the unitary units who takes decisions, or we can say that they are the one who decides that what has to be purchased. Now suppose in your family you have to take something, but you need permission from your father and mother. Now if you want a cycle or if you want a bat, that decision that from where the bat has to be purchased, that decision will be taken by both mummy and papa. So your parents will take the decision. So these decisions are called the household decisions. Now, individual organizations. So individual firms, individual organizations, they take their decisions for their purchase. They take their decisions for whatever it's good for their organization. Now, when I have written one more thing here, the state and government. Suppose when my government is into the interaction of any of the foreign government. Now in that case, my government will also be treated as an individual. Now, like when my state is into the interaction of somebody else, so in that case with another state, in that case my state will be considered as an individual. So it depends that how you are actually taking care of the concept, as well as we are now able to understand that individuals are the unitary units who takes a decision. That can be the individual person, that can be the household, individual organizations, and the state and government also. Now, whenever we are talking about individuals behave rational and for their self-interest. What is the meaning of this? That individuals behave rational. Rational means that individual is one who actually takes their decisions logically rather than emotionally. क्या करते हैं individual? Whenever there is something comes into their mind, they want to take it rationally. And even the person who is irrational, we do not want to talk about him. So we are talking about the individuals who should be rational in their approach, and they should actually take their decisions for their self-interest. Now, the self-interest actually talks about the self-satisfaction after the purchase or after taking the decision. But the individuals who are actually taking decision is for their own or for the society. Right? So, every individual is so much rational in the decision that whenever he or she tries to take the decision, it is initially for them. वो हमेशा अपने बारे में पहले सोचता है और फिर सोसाइटी के बारे में. Now, to satisfy or to see that how individuals actually take decisions, optimization is to be considered always. Optimization says that you as an individual want to perform your best, and you are always occupied with some constraints and hurdles, and the reason for hurdle is again scarcity. तो ऑप्टिमाइजेशन का मतलब होता है कि इंडिविजुअल्स जो हैं वो हमेशा अपना बेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन उस बेस्ट को वो कर नहीं पाते. एज अ इंडिविजुअल, इफ आई एम थिंकिंग दैट आई विल परचेज all the gold available in the market, is that possible? No. There is a limitation in the gold. I cannot purchase the complete gold because there could be the another person who is interested to purchase it. There could be many people in the society. Second, to purchase gold, I should also have unlimited money. So the gold should also be unlimited, so that if I want to purchase, everybody must be looking for the same thing. So it is not possible that whatever I want to do, I will do that, because I will not be able to do that. Again, the problem is of resources. So everything in the economy, or everything in the definition of the economy, is actually going to end on to into the one word, or at a one word, which is called scarcity. Right. So why do we study economics? Like अभी हमने देखा कि what is economics, and just to give you a brief review, again I will be telling you what was the definition from where we have started. It was that economics is the study of allocation of scarce resources to satisfy the need or the want of individuals. तो हमने एक एक पॉइंट को पढ़ के देखा, एक एक पॉइंट को समझने की कोशिश की. इवन इंडिविजुअल्स भी क्या होते हैं हमने वो भी देखा. Now, why do we need to study economics? Economics we have to study because our wants are unlimited and our resources are limited, and economics is somehow called a study of scarcity of resources. So the day God created the earth, everything was available, but we have to utilize it in a proper manner, and if we don't utilize it, we will not be able to we will not be able to get the desired results, because our resources are limited. Even whatever is given by in the form of nature, it is unlimited. Maybe the air is unlimited, but how do we use it? It's up to me, right? Because we could see that the people are going to pollute it also. People are going to damage it also, and that's how we have started from the initial point, which was called bad, which is not satisfying me, right? So we need to study economics because the resources are limited and our wants are unlimited, and every resource has its alternative uses. Now, what is the meaning of that every resource has alternative uses? It means that a piece of land can be used to grow wheat, as well as it can use to grow rice, as well as it can use to make a house on it. So land is limited for me, and I have to decide that how these resources has to be used. So now we have seen that what is economics, and we have also seen that why do we need to study economics. Now there are three branches of economics. Generally we talk about two branches, which is called micro and macroeconomics, but the third branch is also there, which is called statistics, or we could say that the statisticians are calling it econometrics. Now what is this econometrics or econometrics? That we will see. Now microeconomics, macroeconomics and econometrics. Microeconomics has come from the Greek word means micro, it means small. Macro from the Greek word means large, and econometrics has come from the word metrics, which called measurement. As it is mentioned, microeconomics is the study behavior of individuals, macro study of an economy as a whole, and that is why in micro, when we talk about individuals, we talk about individual demand and individual supply. And when we talk about macroeconomics, because we are talking about economy as a whole, we talk about employment and national income. I'll talk about these things in detail in my next lecture, right? So thank you so much.